Namaste, beautiful gods, goddesses, and emissaries of light. This is Dr. Tajen, and if you are new to my channel, please like, subscribe, and do not forget to hit that notification bell so you can be updated on my latest and my current videos. Welcome, 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 everyone. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to call in some help because I'm going to do a little bit of tarot. And then I'm going to get into this transmission, coming out of the spiritual closet and becoming divine beings. I call in air, fire, water, earth, spirit, and ether. And I also call upon the highest of the highest of the high, which is Yadhe Vahe, who will be able to give me the information that is necessary for this beautiful reading in all directions, time and space, past, present, and future. And so it is. In case you guys want to know what is burning from out of my incense burner here, I am burning Sabio Blanco, which is the name of white sage in Espanol. Okay, so this is an incense cone you can use. I'm gonna try to be more descriptive about some of the things in my videos to help you guys. My angels are like, Tajen, you need to mention some of these things, to help them. And my angels are all love and light from the higher realms, and they always love to help. And that's where I get that same energy from, because that's who I hang out with most of the days, my angels. All right. I'm going to talk to you about spirituality and how it's not that much different from the physical plane, just like we have our physical friends that we love to hang with and fraternize with. My friends, I have more of them in the spiritual plane than I do on the physical plane of existence. And that's why I am the way that I am. And it's taken me many years to become who I am. And so thank you that love me and that are here to help and support Ascension and that are on their divine mission as well. Not everyone that is here on my channel are twin flames and not on a twin flame mission. A lot of people are just here for the ascension portion, which I definitely try to give at least on each video. So I was guided by my angels to pull 2 cards, and I love this deck. I should also mention the name of this deck too. It's the Barbary deck. Here it is. I love this deck. It's the Barbary Tarot deck. And I love the illustrations. Now, for some of you that are bothered by dark images, please do not purchase this deck. I'm just saying. Okay? A lot of tarot decks and a lot of oracles is not for everybody. I have a lot of tarot decks, a lot of oracles, over 200. And I feel, honestly, that I was vibrationally in alignment with the decks that I have, or I will not have them. I do not do dark work for as rituals, but I do shadow work, and we all should. And with that being said, some of the decks help with just that, because some things just need to be said differently in order for us to be able to comprehend what it is that we shall be doing or should be doing. And with that being said, that is the purpose of why I have the variety of decks, why I use them, and why most of the time you guys think that it's me saying this stuff. I always, with every deck, go over the book. I always go over what is said on the cards. And if it needs to be said that way, even though it's not me saying it, I will say it that way. If your angels and your guides lead me to say it a certain way, I will do that. If you're a divine masculine and a divine feminine, then I will also do it the same. I would do it the way that I hear it. All right? No filters. Sugarcoating things is not going to help you to ascend. The ascension process, you guys, is not zen and bliss and happiness. It's many dark nights of the soul. It's many tired moments. And yes, even us as divine feminines go through our tired moments too. It's not just divine masculine. Everyone that is a twin flame will have tired moments. That is a part of the human evolution. And speaking about that, that's what I'm going to get into. As a spiritual person, I have invested enough in my spiritual evolution, taking training classes, getting certifications, etc., that I can literally buy a house that's over $100,000. I kid you not. This is not for the faint of hearts. If you serious, you got to put your money where your mouth is. You got to invest in yourself, because this stuff is not going to come to you for free. Some will. A lot of what I've been taught from my angels and my guides. And I'm not going to lie, I've learned more from them than I've learned at these workshops, but these workshops has enhanced what I've already known and has brought the full picture together for me. And so I don't discredit those that are gifted and talented in more events than myself that taught me along the way, or there were more events than myself back then. And not to be egotistical or to boast, but I've even outgrown my teachers. And so did Jesus Christ. And there's nothing wrong with that, because the good thing about a good teacher is that they teach you to become better than them. Just like if you are a parent and you have children, you are here to teach your children to be better than you. And a lot of my children have superseded me spiritually, based off of their age bracket and where I was, because I was not taught what I am teaching them now. You see, my children even shared an experience that when they come in my room, they get out of body. They no longer are in their body. And they told me that they love that, because I have altars all around my room, altar of angels, gods, deities. And they are like, Mom, we love your room. They even love coming to sleep with me. They love sleeping in my room because they love the power. They love the energy. And that just goes to show where they are spiritually. This spiritual journey is way different than religion. If you're looking for the same concepts, the same ideology, and the same thinking that you had when you were in religion, then spirituality is not for you. It is not for you at all. Because spirituality is not faith-based. It's not about what you believe in, it's about what you know. And what you know is what you take with you when you transcend or transition from off this earthly plane. So I wanted to go ahead and have a few announcements first before I get into the reading, please. A lot of you are new subscribers, and I please ask that the Patreons that are my old subscribers just be patient enough to go through this with me, because not even you know all of my services and the things that I offer. And so I think that it would be a disservice to speak about these things and new subscribers don't know a thing about what I'm talking about. So the last reading that I did about not even COVID-19 can separate you or keep you apart. My whole reading was off of my Oracle deck. These were my cards, or those were my cards that I used, which is the Love Alchemy. There is a link in the description box if you're interested in purchasing that. I am just totally blown away of how many boxes I've sold already within 24 hours. Thank you. This is my highest selling deck. And this is my third deck. And this has sold more in the last 24 hours than my last two decks have sold within the last 6 months. So thank you for your love and your support, Empresses. You guys know who all of you are. Thank you. And thank you for the beautiful goddess that reached out to me for her Archangel Michael Attunement, and just to emphasize her love and her support. You know who you are, and that you purchased it not only for the love and the support, but you purchased it because you were pouring back into yourself spiritually, and you knew, and your soul knew that you needed it. I commend you. That's what this journey is all about. You cannot play it safe on this journey. A lot of the sages, a lot of the gurus, a lot of the teachers like Dwayne Dyer, or however you say his name, and Dr. Michael Beckwith, these sages, and Deepak Chopra, they had to pay to get to where they are. And they paid in kind. They paid materially and they paid in kind, you guys. They didn't just evolve overnight and just became these great sages without any money being invested into their education and their knowledge. Jesus Christ, I found out on a past life regression, my very first one, that Jesus Christ, spiritually in my bloodline, is my cousin. I am the daughter, Tajen, of his mother's twin brother, Joseph Armathea. That is my father from a lifetime when I incarnated with Jesus in his lifetime to help to support his ministry. I was one of the women that worked with Mary Magdalene and Martha to help to keep everything in order. I was able to see so much, you guys. And with me saying all of that, my father was very rich. He actually was a tycoon. He had so much money that he didn't even know how much money he had. But he is the one that invested financially into Jesus' education in India, Persia, and Egypt. Those were the three places that he was taught how to do what we call as modern day miracles, which weren't miracles. They were just metaphysical tools that he used, and also magic, because Jesus is the greatest magi. All right. And this gives you a little bit of history of my connection to Jesus and why me and Sunanda, which is what I refer to him now, are so close. Because we've always been close and we've always helped each other in a lot of our incarnations. And now he's returning the favor and helping me in his ascended energy. And I work with Christ's energy a lot, like almost every day. So, with that being said, even Jesus did not suck it out of his thumb, the information that he had. But my father in that lifetime funded his ministry, funded his education. This is the reason why, up until the age of 12 and the age of 30, you don't hear anything about Jesus, because Jesus was getting his metaphysical on, okay? Jesus was learning, Jesus was transcending, Jesus was, basically under divine guidance to get this information and to go to these various mystic schools. Jesus was a yogi, okay? He was not a Christian. And as a matter of fact, if you want to relate Jesus to a group of people, then you should relate him to the Essenes, because that's who we were. We were the Essenes. And that is the truth. And the reason why I know as much as I know, you guys, is because I've tapped into my past life energies, and I tapped into that energy to pull that information out. Okay? Past life regression is very real. You cannot make that stuff up. The images, the scenery. I know what Jesus really looked like. And it's not the Caucasian man that we see. Okay? Jesus was very, close to my complexion, but a little bit darker with dreadlocks. He had dreads. Okay? Jesus was a very handsome man. And I know exactly what he looks like. And I wish that I can go to a psychic artist that can just draw him out so perfectly for me of how he looked. Because I know. Because through my past life regression, I saw him. Okay? And I was able to converse with him. And had I not gotten that past life regression, that would have been an experience that I would have missed. Had I stayed stuck and bound to religion, it would have binded me in such a way that I would have been scared to go into my past lives and to find out the truth. And I wouldn't be here helping you today. So we are now coming together in unity consciousness. And if we're not, we should. It's also known as Christ consciousness. It's very important that we empty ourselves and become empty containers so we can be filled back up with the truth, because we have to shatter our paradigms and the things that we were taught and led to believe. So let me go ahead and I'm going to get into the cards, and then we'll get back into this beautiful reading or transmission that I have in store for you. So you have the Fool. This is for all of us in the collective and where we are. We have the Fool card. Let's get into the deeper meaning of why the Fool is showing up. I'm going to give my interpretation, and then I'm going to give the interpretation from the book. And I'll let you know the difference. My interpretation is because the reset button has been pressed, baby. Cosmically and universally speaking. It's not just what's going on worldwide on this earth or mothership. Okay? It is what is going on in Godship. It is what is going on cosmically. I directly channel source. I don't need a mediator. I don't need no one to stand in between me and God. And one of the things that source energy brought to my attention is that I have to speak boldly. My name is Tajen, Jesus' first cousin. And it means to cut through the illusion. Okay? And actually, Jesus had a strong part in naming me. He is the one that named me Tajen. Me and Jesus were 6 years apart. So he was 6 years old when he named me that. Source energy told me that I have to be bold, fearless, because I could not afford to coddle you any longer. I cannot babysit. I have to get this message out. There have been planets, and Source did not give me the number, but in our timeline, in our existence of where we are now, that Source had to completely annihilate and destroy because they were not evolving. They refused to evolve. And so those planets were destroyed. There are more than the 7 or 9 planets that we were led to believe. There's many planets that are, I can't even say the number, but you get my drift. Earth is heading into a new era, a new dawn, a new day, okay? We are actually there already. Let me not even say headed. We are already here. And because we are already here, there are going to be some of us that are going to cross over. And there are going to be some that we're going to just have to utterly, uberly leave behind. So Source now is telling you to take that leap of faith. If you question everything, you'll never get where you need to be on your journey. If you stop and ask for directions when you already have the atlas and the map in your hand, then what are you carrying the atlas and the map in your hand for? Why are you punching in the GPS system in your car how to navigate you to that place when you keep on taking detours and asking for confirmation if you're on the right track? It doesn't make any sense. Spirituality is about knowing. The fool, he doesn't care what anybody thinks. The fool knows. Even though it may seem foolish or look foolish for other people on the outside looking in, especially for those of you that are twin flames, you know. And sometimes what is understood doesn't need to be explained, baby. You don't have to explain yourself to others. One person that helped me to understand and to comprehend that yesterday was my baby. He was like, baby, listen, you are my twin flame. You don't have to explain to nobody how I became your twin flame. This is our soul agreement. This is our soul contract. And he's right. And he's very supportive of my work. But this is about you being unalterable. No one can alter your perception, your thinking. And a guru that I used to follow, who is very enlightened, he used the word unfuckwithable. Yes, he did. And at the time I had just came out of religion, you guys, and I was like, oh my God, I can't say that. For 25 years, I did not even say hell or damn or piss. And now you want me to say unfuckwithable? I can't do it. In my soul, it just doesn't feel right. And he said, you still have yet to evolve, don't you? Because once you come into the unity consciousness, you will know there is no right, there is no wrong. All is here for the evolution of the soul. He was right. This is the reason why Jesus taught us not to judge, because the fact that we judge, we will stand in that very judgment in which we are judging others. So that's what the fool means to me. It's that reset button. It is taking the leap of faith and switching it into knowing, because the fool was led by his inner knowing. He didn't stop and ask for directions along the way. He didn't stop, or she, did not stop and ask for confirmation if they were on the right road or the right path. The book says the journey begins with desire and structure. And no structure. Anything can happen, but it is the flame that beckons us. It is ironic. The experience of life is all preparation for facing death. And all our pieces don't fall into place until that moment. Are you understanding what is being conveyed here? You don't know all that you need to know. You think that you're learning right now. The real training don't begin until after you transcend. But then where are you transcending to when you don't even know where you're going? And that is the reason why I'm here. Your next card is the Queen of Chalices. Excuse me, you guys. With the Queen of Chalices, this is another energy that we fall in. Okay, the angels just reminded me that I did not go over all of the services and products. So after I get finished with this, I will let you know about those. And it's not going to take too much of your time. I just wanted to let you know what is available for your ascension and evolution of your soul, so you can also become divine beings. That's what this whole conversation is about, right? Thank you, angels. Okay, so the Queen of Cups is about her emotions, her feelings, but as you know, as many of us that are in the Queen of Chalices energy, sometimes we are not conscientious of where we give our cup to or who we give our cup to. So we're just giving it to every ding dang on body. Oh, we're like Oprah. Here's a cup for you, and here's a cup for you, and here's a chalice for you, and here's a chalice for you. And then at the end of the day, we come back to God's source and we're crying and we're complaining about being drained. That is what the Queen of Cups represents to me. She wears her heart on her sleeves, which makes her an empath and a target for narcissistic people and energy. Everybody wants to come and get some of her light because she's full of light. She's full of love. And because of that, people come and they pull on her. And God bless her soul. She's still, after she recharges her batteries, her spiritual batteries, after they're recharged, she comes back to give it out again. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound like you? I know it certainly sounds like me. And this card, it aptly describes the collective, because what we do individually affects the energy collectively. It influences it heavily, you guys. Let's read what the book says. The book says, yes, I do understand what you want. And yes, I could help you if I wanted to. But the truth is, I don't want to. You have to prove yourself worthy, because I do not cast my pearls before swine. I value myself far too much for that. I'm telling you what, if you've never gotten a clear, concise, and true message from me, you should no longer want to cast your pearl before swine. And what I mean is, stop trying to save your family members. Stop trying to convert them into higher conscious thinking, because it's not for everybody, and we're all on our journey spiritually. This may not be their lifetime for them to ascend. So therefore, with that being said, leave them in the matrix. You can't take everybody with you. And sad to say, some of you are not even going to make the jump. Okay? So really, you guys, let's go a little bit deeper into this. First, I want to start with talking to you, if you don't mind. Just for a moment, I want to talk to you about Jesus. Okay? And now you guys are understanding, and overstanding a lot about me and who I am. And how and why I do the things I do, and why I make so many references of Jesus, because Jesus has been my master teacher for many lifetimes. And I'm also in that Judaic bloodline, okay, from the tribe of Judah. That is my spiritual bloodline, in case you don't know. And this is the reason why I operate and move the way that I do and exist the way that I do in my being. So, many of you are not aware that Jesus actually came from the Son. And this is the reason why he has been known to many as the Son of God. And also, many have believed that he was God. And Jesus, being who he is, he never denied nor confirmed such accusations. I'm going to talk a little bit also about astrology and how it all ties into spirituality. So we talked about Judaism, how you may not even know that it sprang from the lineage of Solomon. And we're going to get back to Solomon in just a moment, okay? What hasn't been taught as well is that Jesus had many incarnations just like you. You see, this is how I learned about my spiritual journey. And that's the truth. I already shared with you my experience about my past life regression. But I also had the past life regression with a lady who is under Edgar Casey. And it was no coincidence that she was the one that I was soul contracted to that day to do my past life regression. Because beforehand, actually, I followed Edgar Casey. It's been several years now, you guys. He's also known as like the sleeping prophet. And I find it very intriguing what Edgar Casey had to say about Jesus. According to Casey, Jesus and Adam were different incarnations of the same Christ soul energy. And Eve and Mary, which is Jesus' twin soul, were also different incarnations of the same exact soul. So this karmic connection between Adam and Jesus explains why Jesus was able to pay the karmic debt by atoning for the sin of Adam. Did you ever wonder how that came into play? This Adam Jesus connection is even mentioned in the Bible of Jesus being the second Adam. And you can find that at 1 Corinthians 15:45. It says that the first man, Adam, became a living person. But the last Adam, that is Christ, is a life-giving spirit. You guys, I tell you all the time that the truth is always hidden in plain sight. It's right there in front of our face, so we can clearly see it. Before I start to talk to you about the different various names that Jesus had in many of his incarnations, before I forget, am going to go into not all of the products that I offer, but some that I feel that will help you with your ascension. First of all, you cannot ascend if you don't have any money. So this is my Crown of Success oil. Now, I do have labels that are coming next week that are going to be printed, but you can pre-order this. This is $60 because, as you can see, this is a large bottle and it will last you for a full year, because I will even give you instructions with it on how to dress a candle with it and to bring you success in your life. And success equates money. Okay. It also equates people to come into your life to help you with business ideals, business endeavors, money, success. All of this is what and actually, as you can see, the sentiments have, let me shake this up, have settled in the bottle, but that's what it looks like when you shake it up, and you're advised to shake it up before each use. Another thing is protection, okay? And I offer the Archangel, the Michael, which is not here, spray. That's at my office. And all of my sprays are $39.99, okay? Which I want to let you know that I use organic ingredients. So this is one hell of a price, okay? Seriously. But this is the Dragonblood Spray. This clears out energy. This is for protection. Every morning I clear out my whole house and every room, especially around my altar, with this spray. As you can see, I just made it like a few days ago and it's already like an inch gone. I love this spray. My daughter loves this spray. It smells really good and it will help you. You can do it on your spiritual tools. You can spray it on your tarot cards, which I sprayed on the Barbary cards before I used them. And I'll also include instructions on how to use that as well. And of course, for my Patreons, you know about the Michael the Archangel spray, which is same price, $39.99. And this also helps to reset your vibration, clear out negative energy entities, all of that. So I just wanted to let you guys know about that. And my last one that I offer is the Moldavite. Okay, I realize a lot of people are not going to be drawn to this because you have to be on a higher level of consciousness to be drawn to this oil. This oil is a very powerful oil. I include it in some of my rituals and I anoint my forehead with it, my temples, and it helps me to be in the highest vibrations. But I wanted to get that out the way because I was supposed to tell you that at the beginning, but I got into my little spiel that I got blindsided because I wanted to just get right into the information. So I don't want any comments about me mentioning that because this is not for you. Obviously, this is for the people that are new to my channel and even the existing ones who didn't even know that I offered this. Okay? So no comments about it, please, and thank you. So let's go back into the incarnations of Jesus. Before Jesus even was Jesus, did you know that he also came from the city of Atlantis? That's where we all begin, before Genesis, which is not in the Bible. Okay? And it's purposely not in the Bible because you don't need to know that, because then you'll know the truth. And then if you know the truth, then you'll start ascending. And then if you start ascending, then you're no longer held captive in bondage in this avatar called the human body. You get a chance to have divineship. You get a chance to be a ruler of planets yourself. Or you get an opportunity, if you're that highly evolved, if you want to go back to source, you can go back to where source energy is originally. Yes. These things are hidden to keep us stuck. That's where I come in at. So let's talk about Amelis. Amelis was the first expression of the divine mind, which is known as the Logos. This is the reason why Jesus is referred to as the Logos, the Word, the Christ soul before the incarnation in his physical body, corresponding at Genesis chapter 1. He was the entity that Casey identified as living in the lost civilization of Atlantis. So he was redirected. He redirected the process of the human evolution by creating a more appropriate physical form from the influx of souls to incarnate into, rather than incarnating into the ape-like human form which souls had entangled themselves in, known as Homo erectus. Then in Genesis chapter 2, physical body, Homo sapiens. You guys, research, research, research. Please, please, and thank you again. So with that being said, this human form of souls had entangled themselves into the sons of men, the wave of the first souls. And they became entrapped into the physical plane accidentally through their misuse of free will. These events gave rise to the legend fall of the angels, which is written in the book of Enoch. They are the second wave, which are the sons of God. First, we got the sons of men. Second wave, the sons of God. You guys, we're having church today. Today is Sunday. What a coincidence. So, the sons of God consisted of those souls led by Emilus, which is the Christ soul, who voluntarily became entrapped in flesh as Adam in order to assist the first wave. Now let's get into Adam. I'm not going to get into every life of his incarnation. Please spare me of all of that, and I'll spare you of all of that because that's just too much. But I'm going to give you enough so you can fully grasp the meaning of what I'm saying. Adam was the first son of man. This is why he was called the Son of Man and also the Son of God. So the Christ soul, after his incarnation into a physical body, which is corresponding at Genesis chapter 2 that I referred to, Casey sometimes used the word Adam to refer to the entire group of souls. So Adam was not just one person, but a soul group called Adam, which had accompanied the Christ soul's incarnation into the earthly realm. So with that being said, you guys, these Adams incarnated as the 5 races on the 5 separate continents. Yeah. How about that? So eventually, the Christ soul, as Adam, joined his twin soul, Mary, by allowing himself to be seduced by materiality, as symbolized by his acceptance of the forbidden fruit in the Garden of Eden with Eve. The other sons of God followed suit, and as a result, interbred with the daughters of men. And they created these giants called Nephilims. And in this light, humanity's banishment from the Garden of Eden was actually a great blessing in disguise, because death, reincarnation, and karma are all designed to teach us to move away from materiality and toward source and our true nature. How about that? So, I am not going to get into like the apocryphals of Enoch, book 1, 2, and 3. Yes, there are 3 books of Enoch, and then you have the knowledge of Enoch, which you can consider as book 4. Do your research. I'm throwing things out here for you guys that I normally don't get a chance to do. But with that being said, do you remember in the Bible at Genesis chapter 5, verses 18 through 24, it says, "And Enoch walked with God. He was not, for God took him." The book of Enoch describes the fall of the watchers into materiality and Enoch's heavenly sojourns, as well as his transfiguration into the angel Metatron. Check that out, you guys. That's what's not in the Bible. Didn't you ever wonder what happened to good old Enoch? I know I did. Well, these apocryphals or apocryphas, they tell us. Read them. They're there. And it is revealed to him the future that he is to take upon himself as the Messiah as well. Yeah, Enoch is Jesus. Same energy. Enoch also learns about the hierarchy of the angelic realm and the divine throne chariot of Ezekiel. The book of Enoch introduces a messianic figure referred to as the Son of Man. Did you ever wonder why the Bible kept calling Jesus the Son of Man? I love it, you guys. In the canonical New Testament, Enoch is mentioned in Hebrews 11:5, Jude 14:15. And the passage in Jude, it quotes directly from the Metaphysical book of Enoch, which shows the author of Jude, the brother of Jesus. Then Jesus came as Hermes Trismegistus, Hermes, Melchizedek, Joseph, which was the son of Jacob, the prince of Egypt, was also Jesus. If you look at the stories, they're so parallel. Joshua, who founded the church fathers. Or so they say. And then we have Asaph. They keep saying to me, aha, aha. I used to love that scripture because when I was going through my persecution as a Christian, that is who I refer to, because I'm like, if anybody understands clearly besides Jesus Christ what the hell I'm going through and experiencing, it is definitely Asaph. Well, guess what? The reason why I related to him is because he was also Jesus reincarnated in the flesh. Then you have Yeshua, okay, which is also Joshua, the high priest. He's the one in Ezra and Nehemiah, the book of Ezra and Nehemiah. Then you have Zend. This is where the Zoroastrian religion comes from, you guys. Of Magi fame. Musician. You can find that in the book of Esther. And also Matthew's story of the Magi too. He speaks about the Zend, making reference to, again, Jesus Christ. Then you have Jesus, the Christ. That is when he actually got his Christhood. So I go on to say this again. Just like Jesus Christ, you have had many incarnations. You just don't remember them. You were passed through the star nebula and got your mental swiping from the angels. And then you came on this earthly plane and was separated by the veil. And you came under what is called spiritual amnesia. You see, we can also go about Solomon and his life. Matter of fact, let's go there. You guys, here's the thing. I am a walking encyclopedia. I have so much information because I'm a researcher and a gatherer. I gather information, I research, and a lot of what I know comes from the high realms of existence, the heavenly realms, you see, from my angels. But let's go into Solomon. Solomon was later born as Jesus, which was known as the Greater Tabernacle, which is a spinoff of what? Solomon's Temple. Ding, 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 ding. Are the dots connecting yet? Jesus is known as the Son Christ. Let's take a moment to talk about Christ being the Lion of Judah. In astrology, the sign that is connected with this is Leo. Isn't Leo also the ruler of the heart? Isn't Jesus assigned to the heart chakra? I'm just saying, you guys, these are pearls. These are gems that are being dropped to you at this moment. I'm not only telling you what I know. But I'm telling you how I know. And I'm telling you the connections of what I know. I hope it's not falling on deaf ears, because this is information that if I really wanted to, I can do a whole workshop on it and make thousands of dollars off of it. After COVID-19, that is. And I even got more information that I can build on even from off of this one topic. And that's in all seriousness, you guys. But here it is. Because of the most kind-hearted and giving person that I am, I'm giving you this information for free. Now, anytime you get the Strength card in tarot, this is what it represents, you guys. Christ consciousness. And remember, I have always told you that truth is what? It's hidden in plain sight. Do you remember in the Bible, for some of you that are religious folks like myself, when I used to be, that Jesus referred and he made a reference to Mammon? Well, God of Mammon, aka Saturn, is the god Mammon. And worldly dominion, second in elevation to Mars. So what Christ was referring to is that you cannot be enslaved by your karma, aka sin, and serve God's source in your evolution of your soul. You are without sin when you are ascending. You are without karma. You can't ascend with karma. Karma weighs you down. It keeps you in your carbon body. You can't move into your light body with karma. So do you see why I say I don't even believe in sin? Because I don't even believe that I am bounded by karma anymore. Because this is what Jesus came to teach you, is how to break free from the chains that bind you to karma and sin, which are the same thing, by the way, people. There's no difference between the two. They're both the same. Saturn, in case you didn't know, is the planet of karma. That's where karma comes from, good or bad. Your karmic rewards come from Saturn. Mammon. Mammon. Because it's written different ways. Okay? So that's why I included all three. And I sounded pretty funny when I was saying them, if I don't say so myself. Let's go back to other incarnations of Jesus, such as Krishna, Buddha, Los Te, and Muhammad. And that's just the name of a few people. I know there's like so many others. But for the sake of time, I just want to just touch bases on the fact that, again, just like you, it took Jesus many incarnations before he finally achieved Christhood. And it most certainly did not happen in one lifetime or in two lifetimes. Hell, it didn't even happen in 3 and 4. And it certainly, most certainly did not happen overnight. So relatively speaking, one moment, I need to get something to drink. As I was saying, so relatively speaking, we create our life experiences based off of our consciousness. Whatever vibrational frequency that you emit is what is going to be reflected back to you. And that is the reason that you should not even for a second unguard your thoughts. For in every second that you are living, you are either consciously or unconsciously creating your whole reality and your life experiences. Every second, every moment of your day, you should be working on self-mastery over your own life. So whatever shows up, and even what does not show up, is 100% up to you. Jesus taught his disciples how to fish for a reason. It was because Jesus knew he was not always going to be around to help them to fish all the time. Instead, he taught them how to fish for themselves. This is so they could have money to support their ministry, which for you would be your mission, your divine mission, by becoming fishermen or fishing women. That is exactly what I am doing for you. In the extended version of this video, it will be a special training. I will teach you how to use astrology for yourself, for your children if you have them even, so they can be better suited on their life path, which is tied into their divine mission, by the way, in order to help them to evolve. Even if this lifetime is not for self-mastery, for them to become an ascended master and to be their lifetime, it does not matter. What you teach them will stick with them. And when they come back for reincarnation, if that is something that they contracted to do, they will have it with them and they will not lose them. You are setting them up not for life, but for a lifetime, coming with me on the other side. If I ever left this earthly plane of existence, trust me, my kids will be fine. Because I have inculcated in their hearts and their minds that we all have to leave here, and that is our graduation day. It's not to be sad. It's not to mourn me. Be happy for me that I broke out of this hellhole prison called Earth. I'm not trying to stay in the body. I'm trying to get out of the body. Whatever that may look like. My kids are out of body all the time when they come in my room. That's not my experience because I'm centered. They don't know how to handle these energies that I have developed over the years. They always get out of body every time they come, every last one of them, even my baby. My baby loves to astral travel. He's been astral traveling, and I never taught him how to do it. He taught himself. I'm just saying. You guys, astrology explains so much about spirituality that it doesn't even make any sense. I mean, it's so mind-blowing how all of these things correlate with one another. Over on the other side, I will teach you a declaration for your sovereignty that will help you to be instant sovereign and standing in your autonomy the moment that you say it. It's very long, by the way. That's why I'm going to do it on the other side, because I feel like you guys have gained that level, and it's time for you to receive it. You've worked hard enough. It will also give you the tools that will give you the guidelines with no structure. Because if you're looking for structure, spirituality is not for you, baby. There is no structure. And spirituality, it comes when you're ready. Okay? Because I already know that only those that are standing in their sovereignty are going to ascend. Not everyone here is going to ascend. Those that are still clinging on to politics, voting still, if you're still voting, you're not ready for the kingdom. You're not. You have a voice, and people pressuring you to vote because they want to have their earthly subjects to rule over you. You're sovereign being. Don't nobody rule over you but you. If you're still connected and tied and bounded to religion, you're separating yourself from your brothers and your sisters. And you're going to stay on the earthly plane, and you're going to go back on that reincarnation wheel so the gods that you serve can usurp your energy and use it for their power. How about that? But for those of you that step into your godship and your divinity, you can use your own power for whatever you want. And those of you that are stuck in their traditions, oh, I'm African, oh, I'm Chinese, oh, I'm an American, oh, I'm this or I'm that, you'll be stuck here too. And you will not make the jump because you're separating yourself. It's called unity consciousness for a reason. And most of the people that call themselves Christians are doing totally opposite of what Jesus Christ has taught you. He told you don't stick to the traditions of men. He told you that these religious and the government are set in their relative places and that they will eventually fall. Why are you trying to put stock in a dying program? For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, you can make reference back to Babylon the Great has fallen to get more of what I'm saying here. Those that are even twin flames that are still hanging and clinging onto religion will come to know sooner rather than later that it will chew you up and it will spit you out. Being a true twin flame is about being a spiritual being. Not a religious one. I don't make the rules. God's source does. You cannot evolve in religion. I thought you could. I tried to hang on as long as I could, y'all. 25 years. That's a long time. That was a marriage. That was a lifetime. As much as I would like to know and see all of you on the other side of this, I know that many of you will not make it there. And I'm not saying this to be facetious. I'm not saying this to be cruel. But didn't Jesus tell his disciples that broad and spacious is the road that leads off into everlasting death, but narrow and cramped is the road that leads off into everlasting life? And for those that don't get a chance to make it with the rest of us, you now have the opportunity to change and reset your consciousness and your mind and get rid of the old energies and your paradigms and be open to the new energies. Or you can go back behind the moon where they do the soul harvesting and recycle and bring you back down to this earth to do it all over again. It's your choice. No one can make that decision but you. And baby, not knowing what's on the other side, not knowing the true factor of death is what's going to keep you stuck here. You better know. You better ask questions. Don't just go off of firsthand experience of what people are telling you and regurgitating back to you and feeding you through a long-handled spoon. Challenge your mind, because if not, you're going to get a mental swiping and you're going to come back to this earth and have spiritual amnesia, and Dr. Tajen is not going to be here to teach you because I'm going to be ascended. You're going to forget all of your gifts, all of your talents, and who you are. And then you'll get on this vicious cycle of coming back, trying to figure out who you are over and over and over again. I don't know about you, but hell no. I utterly refuse to come back and lose all of my knowledge that I have gained now and start the process all over again. It doesn't make any sense. So for those of you that are ready to step into divineship, Godship, you can meet me on the other side. For there, you will get your training and the pertinent information that is necessary to activate the true God and Goddess template within you. And for those of you that will not be participating and joining us, I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for your listening ear. I hope that you learned something. If not anything, I hope that this has given you much insight as how you need to research and go deeper than what you have been led to believe and told. Many of you are just on the surface, and that's fine, because we are all on different levels spiritually. But it doesn't mean that you have to stay here. I'm not going to lie to you. Spirituality is nothing like religion. There is no comparison. There is no guidebook. There is no such thing called structure and organization. We are moving out of that Piscean energy of the I feel and which Pisceans feel everything, to a more faith-based thinking, into the occurring age of I know. Feelings can change and they're fleeting, you guys. As a matter of fact, as human beings, we have over trillions of thoughts each and every day. And most of them are feeling-based. And our mind circuits regulates these thoughts, or they don't, which we call our brain. So with that being said, it's better to know than to not know at all, because what you don't know can hurt you, spiritually speaking. If you choose to come on the other side, the training is going to be $99.99. However, what I am going to do for you, all of you that participate and take the training, Becoming Divine Beings, I will give you a past life reading, which holds the same value, for free. That's right. You heard me right. So basically what I'm saying to you is that you're going to receive a $200 value at half that price. So basically you're just paying for your past life regression, or not even your past life regression. You're paying for your service and you're getting the past life regression for free. And if that's not a deal, I don't know what a deal is, you guys. I don't know how I can be of any service to you at this point. I'm also giving you information of one of the secrets of being a divine being as well. And one of the secrets as being a divine being, I'm going to give it to you here, is being generous, giving, and knowing that your supply and all of your supply and resources are taken care of by Source. Knowing that you are soul contracted, whoever you're working with. I know many people work with Oshun. I work with Oshun. Oshun and Lakshmi are the same energies, by the way. We talk about different incarnations. Yeah, Mahalakshmi is Oshun. All right. I work more with the Lakshmi energy more than the Oshun energy, but I still work with both. But the reason why I work more with Lakshmi is because of my money, honey. Okay. I ain't stupid. I'm more concerned about money than love. If you're wanting to, have love, then Oshun would be the one. I'm not concerned about love because I'm already in a vibration and being of love. Love has always come easy for me. As a matter of fact, a lot of you will take offense to this, but I'd never ever known what it felt like really to be alone, because even when my relationships ended, doors had opened where the people that were on my, and this is the way my soul set it up. It's nothing to be bragging or boasting about. I'm just telling you how the soul does things. My soul felt like it would be in my best interest to always have the next lover that was meant for me to come in. And because of this, it has kept me up under a hand count of less than 5 people I have slept with. Because I was with my kid's father for 25 years. After we divorced after 6 months, I was engaged to the second husband. Okay. Now I'm in the middle of a process of a divorce now, and I'm engaged to Tolu. I've been engaged for 30 days now, and I haven't seen my second husband in over 2 years. Do you see what I'm saying? But still, my soul felt like in my evolution that it would be more beneficial for me to have those that are playing as key players in my life, in my love life, to come in and me not have to wait so long. This is how this thing is set up. And I'll go into that extensively on the other side, along with a lot of gems. You thought I was dropping gems here. Wait until you get there. And for any of you that have purchased my trainings, they get better and they get better. And I feel like one always build upon the other. And I give you so much more information. I mean, if it's for anything, get your past life regression, because you're not going to know where you're going if you don't know where you came from. And I'm not talking about the moment that you was born from out of your mother's womb on this earthly plane. It does not start there. It goes back into your past lives. And we go back into the past lives so we can review, so we can know who you are really. Because knowing who you are is going to give you the confidence that you need in order to complete your mission. Knowing if you were a high priest or a magi or a shaman, these things are important because that means that that's who you are now. You just don't know it. And I have come to the conclusion of your beautiful reading and transmission. It is a good karma to like, share, comment, subscribe. Leave a love donation if you feel inclined to, or you can purchase a gift from my wish list on Amazon and it will appear in the channel. I now wrap you in my love and I cloak you with the light of Christ consciousness. And so it is, everyone. I love you. Namaste.